Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to start the ad hoc committee for rules of procedure for city council. I am the chairman, Josh Palmer. To my right is Dennis Hellman, and absent is Dan DeArmond. He is at a funeral. On behalf of the committee, I'd like to send our condolences to the family and friends of the deceased. Now we will open. Don, you've had a chance to review the the draft proposal here. Is there anything that you saw that raises any red flags or anything?
We went through it on a number of occasions with a couple people, and one being Dan, so he's seen it many times. So, what's this say? Hang on a minute. They want me to move over to the other side.
That's not working?
It's not working, all right.
Well, we're saving electricity.
So as I was saying, on the other side of the room, it's been looked at. I know I've looked at it 3 to 4 times. Feichner has reviewed it. And of course the mayor and Rob Martin have seen it. We're convinced that it's a good form for use for committees and council.
Thank you, Don. Dennis?
No, I was just gonna ask you if, in a way to proceed, since it's such a relatively brief document, if you want to read this through line by line, so people in-house here, or maybe even online, if there's a couple out there, know what's being considered.
Yeah, let's just go through the changes, and we'll go from there.
All right. Do you want me to go ahead and get started?
Go ahead.
This is the ad hoc committee meeting for council rules, and it is the meeting of May 3rd, 2024. So what is being proposed, the way it reads is the meeting agenda, finalized proposed changes called final draft proposal, and that's what is being considered today. And it is about 1.5 pages long. It's relatively brief. So I'll just proceed to read it. And it starts out, item 1, speakers that want to present on an agenda item would identify which agenda item on their speaker form and present, and presider would call on them when that agenda item is being discussed. The speaker needs to stay on topic. That's item 1. Item 2, the sequence of events for an individual agenda item would be 1, A, introduction of item, reading of the ordinance, B, public comment, C, motions, if any, discussion, and then vote. Item 3, for speakers that are not speaking to a specific agenda item, they would indicate that on their speaker form, and they would be scheduled to speak towards the end of the meeting after new business prior to adjournment. And I guess that was to remind everybody that essentially the city council meeting is a business meeting to handle the affairs of the city, and items other than that would take place after we're through with most of that. Item 4, incorporate Patty Klein's structure for a speaker of the speaker form, especially as they relate to time responses to public comments back to ward council representatives. Requests only speaker's ward instead of address. Allow for usability comments for President of Council. Item 5, comments specific to an agenda item remain at 4 minutes. Item 6, comments not specific to an agenda item will remain at 4 minutes. A, an individual can only speak once during the meeting. B, if a speaker wishes to comment on multiple agenda items, they can choose to speak at the end of the meeting with a 4-minute time allowance. Item C, public input will be allowed up to 60 minutes, not by the number of speakers as is currently the rule. The President of Council shall make best effort to balance the number of speakers for or against an issue. D, the 60-minute clock starts when the first citizen starts to speak, runs continuously until the last speaker leaves the podium, and includes Q&A. The 60-minute limit is cumulative of comment time spent on both agenda and non-agenda items. Item 7, speakers will address only City Council. The podium in the council chamber room should be oriented directly towards City Council as a reminder to the speakers of who their audience is. Item 8, the public comment period is not to be used as a campaign platform. Item 9, the President of Council shall screen out issues that don't directly involve City Council. Item 10, all speakers must live in the city of Findlay, represent companies that conduct business in Findlay, or live in neighboring communities that are directly impacted by the city of Findlay. Item 11, add a new section to the agenda called Utility Contractors Communication for utility contractors that work directly for or within the city. Item 12, all agenda items to be prepared and submitted to Clerk of Council by noon on Thursday prior to council meeting. Item 13, Clerk of Council shall make best effort to include meeting minutes in the next meeting package. Item 14, the chairperson of each standing committee is a member of the Strategic Planning Committee. And then there's just an addendum here that talks about next steps. That was the end of the report, by the way. And I don't know if you want to just read those 6 or 7 next step items. I don't know whether that's going to be part of the, I think this is mostly for the people that are reviewing this, so we're good. So that concludes what is being proposed.
I do want to make a clarification on the contractor section there. That is similar to like when we have AEP or Columbia Gas. They come in to say they're doing some kind of work in the city. It's not like general contractors doing whatever. It's more about stuff that impacts the city right of way, and that kind of thing.
And by the way, I might add, if I can, Mr. Chairman, that the communication form is part of that as well. And I thought there was another piece. No, I guess it was just different versions of the communication form, so we're good. There is a sample of what that looks like.
There's a good sample here somewhere.
Yeah. That's the end of my reading.
Thank you, Dennis.
And I get, if you have a comment,
You have anything?
Mr. Law Director?
Not really. After going over it several times, we think it's a good form. With anything, they'll we'll run into a situation, and we'll try and correct that situation to help move the meetings along and inform our residents and help our residents. So, we may have something come up, and somebody submit something and think it's a better idea, and we'll review that at that time and keep moving forward.
Alrighty, thanks, Don.
One other thing that I might, Mr. Chairman, is to note that in the next steps section here, which was mostly an internal type thing, but it was being proposed that this, if approved, it gets initiated for a 2-month pilot program. So I guess we ought to make that perfectly clear.
Yes. All right, I'm going to make a motion that our recommendation to council is that this committee has another meeting, and it would be a 1-hour public comment meeting. That's all that will be done is a public comment period. Each person will have 4 minutes to speak, and then there will be Q&A with the committee. And then after that hour, we will wrap it up, and then we will take those comments and we will move forward with them. That is in the form of a motion.
I would accept that. Second that motion.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, nay. There's no opposition. Motion carries. There is no further work for this committee today. The committee meeting is now adjourned.
Thank you, sir. Do you have a date?
Oh. Real quick, the date is May, what did we come up, 13th?
It was a Monday, I think.
Yeah.
May 13th.
Monday, May 13th at 5:30
For the public comment period?
for the public comment period. Monday, May 13th at 5:30.